welcome to Cajun Chef Ryan. My name is Ryan Boudreaux, and we're here to celebrate the Foodbuzz meal event for February 28th, 2009. It's the 24 meals, 24 hours, 24 blogs. And today's menu is celebrating and honoring the golden age of railroad dining car cuisine. It's a 4-course meal today, and our first course is an avocado and shrimp cocktail inspired by the Southern Railway lines. The second course is a soup, and it's oysters and cream stew inspired by the Southern Railway. For the entree today, we're having a pork tenderloin stuffed with raisin stuffing with an apricot Grand Marnier glaze, and that was inspired by the Western Pacific Railway. And for our dessert today, we're honoring the Santa Fe Railway and the Fred Harvey Company with the Fonda Pudding, which was originated at the Fonda Hotel in Santa Fe, New Mexico. And I've changed these recipes around a bit from the original, and we're going to have those on display for you to see on the pictures on the website today. Enjoy the meal. Bon appetit!
With my boning knife, I will be making some delicate slices into the pork tenderloin. We're going to cut it about 2/3 of the way through on 1/3 of the side of the tenderloin. After we get this cut made, we're going to flip it over and make a similar cut on the other side. Before we turn it over and get onto the other side there, again, you don't want to cut all the way through. You just cut enough to leave about 1/3 of the meat intact. Once you get it all set up, we're going to flatten it out, and we're going to go ahead and pound the meat flat to a thin, consistent thickness later on. Using the meat mallet, we're now going to flatten the pork tenderloin meat to an even consistency so that it's even throughout and we don't have any high spots. We want to make sure it gets even thickness. With our marinade, we're going to be using some beer and a little bit of cider vinegar. The recipe calls for 2 cups of beer, but I went ahead and used 2 bottles of 12 ounces and a little more than a 1/4 cup of the cider vinegar, and then we add those raisins to it.
Two of our recipes today call for finely diced onions. So, let's chop up some onions. Finely diced. It's about a cup that goes into the oyster stew, and a 1/2 cup goes inside the pork tenderloin stuffing. Fine diced. Finely diced onions. We're going to make our breadcrumb stuffing now, and I've got 3 slices of the bread that I just ground up in a food processor to make some breadcrumbs. I've also got 3 more slices here that I'm just going to cube up, and we're going to add that as part of the mix. Nice big chunks. So just add those in here. And I'm going to take a 1/2 cup of onions and a 1/2 cup of the celery that we finely diced earlier. And we'll mix that in. Now we're going to add the 1 cup of onion. I'm sorry, it's a 1/2 cup of onion and a 1/2 cup of celery. Another ingredient that's going to go into this stuffing is some orange zest. So I have my zester and a nice navel orange, 2 teaspoons of this. It's going to be a real nice combination with the orange zest and the raisins and that apricot Grand Marnier glaze on top of that pork tenderloin. Now for the stuffing, I added a tablespoon each of the fresh thyme and the rosemary. Now I've got some chicken stock, about a cup, a little less than a cup or so. I'm going to add that slowly to the stuffing so we can get it moist. Don't want to add too much at a time because I want it to spread around pretty nice. I'm going to pull them out of the marinade. Let them drain a little bit. Nice extra chunk there. Look at how those raisins plumped up while they soaked in that bath. So we'll go ahead and transfer all these raisins into the stuffing. So that we get good distribution and even incorporation of raisins in that awesome stuffing. So we're going to go ahead and spread that on here now. That's the salt, pepper, and brown sugar. Okay, next we're going to roll it up. Jelly roll. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is tie it up. We're going to get a good length of kitchen twine here. You always want to get a little more than you need. So we'll start over here. Just tie it off. And then I'm going to come under it. Probably got enough for one more here. This just helps keep everything in shape, a nice round shape you want to keep. Now we can also come down on the end. Get that nice and tight. And there we have our 2 pork tenderloins ready to go in the oven. For about 15 minutes. In a few minutes I'm going to put that glaze on it. Alright, now we're going to put a little apricot glaze on top of the tenderloins. So first we're going to take the string off.
Why is the string on there?
The string is on there to keep it in the form that you have, to keep it shaped, because it, as it roasts, it would have a tendency to pull apart, you know, to open up, and it keeps the stuffing in there.
Oh, it's got stuffing on the inside?
Yeah.
Okay.
Alright.